Hello everybody, and welcome back to the next part of our 1000-day Interloper series. It's been a few weeks since the last episode, and basically just been really busy with life and work. Excuse me. But now we're going to get back into it. I'm actually on lunch break right now, so this episode is probably going to be like an hour 15. I worked a few extra hours last night, so I don't think they'll mind if I take a little bit longer of a break than usual. So last episode we killed the cougar and we talked about current events, or rather current events at that time. Like I said, it's been 2 weeks, but yeah, I also discussed the prospect of going to Mountain Town and figuring out which locations still needed to be tracked. So we're going to go ahead and do that, actually. And this is kind of like the pile for stuff we're taking to the far territories. We're not going to need that. We're not going to need that. Drop that. Please bear with me on this. That's fine. Got that. Oh, apparently you can't drop these. Got the flare shell. We're not going to need that for where we're going, because we're going to come back here from Mountain Town. Hang this up. Are we going to need the travois? We won't for where we're going, so let's go ahead and put it in here.
I need to find something to drink.
I know. It's okay. Okay, we're gonna put that there. We've got our camera film, flare gun. We're not gonna need the survival bow, because we're only gonna be... Actually, you know what? We will take the survival bow in case we need to hunt some ptarmigans, because we could always use down feathers. So we'll do that while we're out and about. But I think we're good. We're doing really good with everything. Let's go ahead and eat one of these for the road. It's earlier in the morning, so we do need a can. Go ahead and get that real quick. I seriously not have any extra cans. It's crazy. There's no way that we're out of cans. I refuse to believe. Alright, this is riveting gameplay. Please bear with me. Are we seriously? Okay, you know what? Well, we'll take this cooking pot with us. We're severely underweight anyways, so it's not going to be a big deal. We just need to go get some coal. If we have any coal, that is. We don't. Yeah, we do. Okay. 4 coal. Actually, you know what? Probably 3. 3 should be fine. Let's go ahead and sleep for an hour. More so 40 minutes, just so we're fully rested. Okay, now there's... yes, okay. So there's two ways that we can go about this. We can go through here. Now, if we go this way, we're almost certainly going to run into the cougar. But I think what we're going to do is go up through here, around, all the way to Trappers. So let's go ahead and go do that. Oh, and I need to grab some actual charcoal for mapping. And one last check before we head out. Okay, Mountain Town. It says there's 3, but as far as the actual region goes, I always choose the wrong direction. Come on. Okay. I think one of them is right here. The other is probably the gas station. I'm not sure about the rest. Maybe no, we got the church. Oh, the farmstead, right, okay, that makes sense. No, that makes sense. So we're gonna go ahead and do that, knock that out. And then all that will be left will be the locations to survey in Pleasant Valley. Yep, you can hear him in our backyard, just causing trouble. Okay, yeah, so we're gonna have to go up and around. So let's get to it. Now, last episode when we were walking everywhere, I was talking about like real life issues and concerns, you know, the job market. Hello, Wolf. Job market, gas, all that. And that's just because you can only really talk about the aspects of the game so much before it's just like, yeah, you've already talked about it 100 times already. And you know, I'd rather talk about impactful things than just reiterating about, I don't know, the trees for the 100th time. But yeah, in the 2 weeks since I recorded the last video, there's been a lot of things going on in the world, as to be expected. More importantly, gas. So I'm in the Mid-East. I'm sorry, I'm in the Midwest in the United States, and I went to work Monday morning, and it was $3.30. And I've been telling my dad, like, you need to stock up on gas. The oil prices are getting so heavily suppressed, it's unreal. It's going to explode, and the prices at the pump. And he believed me, but I don't think any of us were expecting how much it actually jumped. And it jumped from $3.40 Monday to 419. I'm gonna say Wednesday when I was going into work, and then Friday it was $5. Well, $4.99, you know, but it's $4.99.9. It's just a marketing, you know, psychological technique to make you think that you're paying under $5 when it doesn't really matter. But yeah, it was $5. And then that Saturday I went to visit my parents. Now I'm talking about unleaded 87, just standard, not premium, nothing like that. And I went to visit my parents, drive about an hour and a half each way every week. We go to church Sunday mornings. It's a wonderful time. And, you know, I help on the farm. This last week, we planted a bunch of potatoes and tomatoes. That was really nice. And I celebrated Mother's Day. I took Mom out to a steak dinner. It was very nice. I always like to be able to do things like that. That and playing this game and making this content for you guys is one of the few reprieves I get from work and everything else going on in the world.
Cold is making my head feel thick.
So I always love doing this. But back to the topic. Oh, I guess the wolf wasn't interested in this anymore. He's like, oh, this guy's way too strong to fight. But yes, driving there, it was then 519. 519 was the worst unleaded I saw on the way there. But diesel, the worst diesel I saw was 699. And diesel, unleaded is one thing, but everything really runs on diesel, right? The semis that carry most of the goods in America, they run on diesel. And diesel was now $7. And that's really, if you guys are stressing about high gas prices and such, what I've kind of come to accept is that they're not record highs. They are the new cheapest gas prices that they will be for the next few years. And that's really bad, but you kind of have to mentally prepare yourself to think that way because the consequences of the past few months
So cold.
are
Just
really
lay down for a bit.
in America. We've been really insulated from it, right? And the Asian countries were hit the worst, but now we're finally starting to see that inelasticity in the oil market catch up with us. And it's just going to be a wild rest of the year. But yes, I think checking this morning, the national average gas price for unleaded 87 was $4.53, and diesel was like, I want to say $5.63, and diesel is actually really close to the all-time high. But you need to think of it as the scope of, well, this is the cheapest it's going to be for the next few years, because that's what I'm forecasting. Now, I'm not 100% like what I say will be true, but just looking at the data and how things have jumped, it's very concerning. And well, what do high diesel prices mean? That just means that everything else is going to be super expensive, right? And you know, there's a lot of talk about how the stock market is like all-time highs. You know, the S&P 500 I think the S&P 500 just hit like an all-new record. And yes, that's true, but you know, like, oh, the economy's booming. Well, the stock market is not the economy, right? The only reason things look so nice is because those who are heavily invested in stocks are typically, I think that's only 20% of Americans actually invest in stocks. And the riches skew the data so much. But if you go to anybody and really ask how they're doing, like especially like people who who like work 9 to 5, the W-2 worker, right? Whether salaried or hourly. So I'm salaried. I wish I was hourly because I end up working like 60 hours, 50, 60 hours a week. They kind of have us approaching the 996 approach with software. If you don't know, it's 9 a.m., 9 p.m., 6 days a week. It's not that bad yet, but you only get compensated for 40 of those hours, and there's no overtime for salary. And that skewing of the data is what makes everybody say, oh, the economy's doing perfect, when it's actually not. Okay, for example, there was a company that just said that they were going to get invested in AI and their stock price like quintupled. That is very .com bubble-esque in its nature. And I'm expecting a turbulent year, to say the least. So, is there anything we can really do about it? Not yet. No, not really. Just say, like I said last episode, just do the best you can. Worry about your friends and family and the community. Because I just feel like it's going to get a lot worse with the true state of the economy, right? The stock market doesn't really matter, at least for the average person. What matters is how much goods and services cost, how much gas costs, how fulfilled in life people are, and the narrative that everything is all peachy and we're doing better than we ever had is a lie. It's just a lie, right? If you go to your gas pump, I'm fortunate enough I don't live paycheck to paycheck, and I'm able to buy physical metals and such and kind of build that up. And I know you can, there's the whole talk about whether or not precious metals are a good investment, especially physical. I prefer to deal with those just because they're real tangible assets. You can use Bitcoin whenever you want. It's really your choice, right? That's just what I prefer. But there's a lot of... What was that? What a wolf? But there's a lot of people who just live paycheck to paycheck, and you can't actually ever escape that cycle because you don't have the opportunity to have your money make money, right? With investments, stocks, buying assets like metals and such to see them appreciate. Although if you're buying metals to swing trade and get quick returns, you're not in for a good time. But you're just kind of trapped in that cycle, right? Of working paycheck to paycheck, and you can never escape that because all your wages go to gas, food, lights, all that. And you have to settle for cheaper equipment that will break more often, right? You've probably heard the analogy of the $20 boots you have to buy every 2 months versus, well, not 2 months is generous, but you know what I mean. The cheaper product you buy more often because you can't afford the higher quality, expensive one, which will end up costing you more in the long run. Not to mention, it's just that whole, I don't know, I would call it a despair cycle, honestly. Like, I was at the gas pump, and I drive a Kia Rio, and I've never understood... You can't put this on there. I've never understood... It actually might not be a bad idea to have stuff there, but... I've never understood the, desire to have a very nice car. Like, if you're a multi-millionaire and billionaire, that's one thing, because you can just buy it outright. But if you're living paycheck to paycheck, you don't want to finance a Lamborghini and have all your money go to that. It's a depreciating asset. It's not really going to do anything for you. So I use Ycar, and it's effective. It's safer. I used to have a Jeep Wrangler. I love that, but transmission actually fell out of that on the interstate and I almost died. So it was time to get a better vehicle. So what I'm getting at is there is a market off of the despair of the average person, right? So when I was filling my gas tank, it's about 10-gallon tank, about $50 for 10 gallons of unleaded, and at the Speedway, what I see on the TV is a bunch of gambling ads, and you know, there's Polymarket, I think Kalshi is one of them, and it's just like the only kind of upward mobility there seems to be nowadays for your average person
to find some place to escape this cold
is gambling and I don't know, I don't want to say scamming, but like it's just the sign of things, you know. It's not good. Now, and thank you, Mr. Ptarmigan, for your life. Very much so. But what I was saying, it's just not a good thing, right? Now, I don't mind buying scratch-offs from time to time, right? And there's nothing wrong with, you know, maybe throwing in, well, I mean, there's discussions to be had on that, but if you're just not going to let it consume you and you do it from time to time, I guess there's no issue, but it just seems very dystopian to me that I'm seeing gambling ads at gas stations when fuel prices are approaching record highs. It's like, I don't want to be exposed to that when I'm just trying to go about my day, right? Where it kind of ties back into the whole despair that I was talking about. Like, oh, yeah, you're getting crushed to death by these gas prices, but maybe you can win big and not have to worry about it so much, you know. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. You know what, that's fine. Let's go ahead. There we go. Excellent. Yeah, it's just, you know, I'm tired of seeing gambling ads. I'm tired of seeing all that crap. I just wish that it was such that you could do well. Everybody can do well enough for themselves.
I need something to drink, and soon.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I had to say about that. I mean, it's just, yeah, it's really, it's not looking good out here. And I'm just fortunate that, you know, where I am in life, and I'm able to do this and provide entertainment for all you guys. And it wasn't easy to get to this point in life with college and such. I went to a pretty intensive college, and that has caused me health problems with the onset diabetes, type 1 and such, but it's glad to be able to here to share this adventure together. I just, like I said last episode, just do the best you can, and if you're struggling, it's not really, you know, it's not your fault. It's just a bad hand we're all being dealt with right now. And things are guided by the whims of very rich individuals who are kind of skewing the average experience that we're all facing to make things look better than they actually are. But that's enough of the philosophical discussion for now. Now that we're entering danger territory, I just wanted to wish everybody the best, and just keep your head up. If you're struggling, it's not your fault. Now, if you went to the casino table and bet your life savings on black or red, you know, and you lost, then you probably need to discuss that with somebody. But you know, that is not the typical experience. But now that we're approaching the danger zone, let's just get back to the game and just do the best you can, alright? Okay, so we do need to be careful. I do want to survey this area and pick up a gas station if we can. Could have sworn to get. You know what? Let's go ahead and just. I do want to reveal these locations because. Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking it was. I just needed to double check. It's just there's something buggy with how we actually identify landmarks. It's been like that for a minute. Remember when we were trying to do the church? We were having so many troubles. Ooh, you stinky. You little, what was it called? Oh, stinker. You little stinker. Now, if this doesn't map it, I don't know what will. There we go. Thank you. Okay. But yeah. The forest reveal helped, but I pretty much knew it was this, the farm, and then the 2 muskeg. Just wanted to double check.
Can't feel my hands.
Now, there might have been stuff that we could take from the farmhouse, but I'm not too concerned with that.
I'm gonna need to rest soon.
Smart doggy. Smart doggy. Yeah, I just want to get these locations and then head out. Get back to Mystery Lake. Maybe kill the cougar along our way back. If we can. It's a big ask. And then if we get racked up, we can just go fishing. Because I need to get fishing done in Mystery Lake. Because when we head back from the far territories, we're going to be very low, if not scurvy-ridden. We're going to be very low on vitamin C, if not scurvy-ridden. And we're going to need those fish to recover. Sounds like a blizzard might be coming in. Let's see if we can get this location. We are taking damage, but we're going to get a full recovery. That is, if we can actually map a location properly. But I guess we weren't really on top of it, were we? I remember like day 6, we came here and we almost got killed. There we go. Excellent. Let's go ahead and go inside. Alright, we're gonna drink some of this. And we're gonna drink the birch bark tea. That's just going to help us recover fully. And let's go ahead and get 10 hours of sleep. Alright, 448 days. We're getting there. Let's go and eat this cured meat.
Mouth so dry.
Alright, so is there anything that we want to take back with us? I do want that globe. If only we could disassemble that and bring it with us. This is a nice rug. Take that out. Okay. Yeah, can't take that. Toy tractor, we'll take it. Okay, I think take the trophies. Do we have a computer? I don't think we do. Not. I've seen Bashrub's videos. Floppy disk is very important, but I don't think we're going to be doing any crazy building like that this series. Oh, look at all these speakers and stereos, though. We could really have a really nice gaming station. No, we'll take the cassette. We'll take the speaker. This looks like it would weigh 5 kilograms, not that little, but hey, I'll take it. Yeah, I think that's everything. So let's go ahead and go. And we have to get to the basin. It's a beautiful night out. And we're gonna go to the rope, climb down into the cave, and then just sleep there for a few hours to warm up and get our cabin fever time down. It's always this wolf right here. But that's why we have stones. There's no need for him to die. We can just lure him that way. If he would decide to listen to what that is. Okay, let's just run past him. Goodbye, puppy. Oh my goodness, this might be the actual first time that we can carry all this stuff on the ledge back with us. We've done this trip like 5 separate times, and we're always at capacity. But this time we actually have the stuff to. We don't have too much stuff. We can carry all that with us. There was a whole cooking pot right there. Mason, just as expected.
Damn. Freezing.
And then walk back into here. If we can. There we go. Get back into the warm part of the cave. And then we're gonna sleep for 4 hours. We're gonna leave the wood here just in case. You never know.
I'm not sure I can carry much more.
You know what? Let's do that. Then we're gonna eat one of our pemmican bars. Oh, you know what? I shouldn't have done. I should have done that when we'd used some stamina. Oh well, it's not the end of the world. Surely he's not after us, right? Rest in peace, rabbit. Okay, I don't think we have ever been back here. Now, we never found the Polaroid for the scenic overlook. And I don't know if it would be back here. I don't see any crows, but we'll check just in case.
My fingers feel numb.
We might as well take these. We're never gonna be back here. We might be. We might be actually. Alright, now we're gonna take.
Too cold to think.
We're gonna drop that. We don't need that. Now the goal is to get to the basin, the exit, map that out, and then go hang out in the cave by the muskeg exit. Once we're in the forlorn muskeg. That's a smart dog. It's nice when they don't act stupid. He's probably right around this corner, so let's go ahead and... Oh no. Are you seriously telling me I can't come up here? There we go. There you go. Good job, boy. He somehow... Let's just do some rock climbing. And just like that, we avoided the problem. There we go. That should be the region. Yes, indeed. So all that's left is one location in Pleasant Valley. Let's go ahead and warm up in the cave, and we'll look and ponder on what that could possibly be. Let me check. Okay. Got about 30 more minutes, and I have to go back to work. But let's go ahead and try and make it back to the house before then, or the camp office. While we're warming up in here, we're going to drop a lot of these sticks. We're going to take back the coal. Leave one there. Okay, now let's see. We have one location left in Pleasant Valley. It says 2, but it's 1. I don't really know what it could possibly be. Right? So let's go to the map. I don't want to reveal it just yet. If we, unless, I mean, I'd love if you guys could tell me in the comments if you know which location it is and where. But Pleasant Valley, there's see, that's a landmark. That's a landmark. I thought for sure it would have been like one of these caves right here, but I thought we checked them all and they didn't reveal anything. Oh, we have the end of the road.
I'd better find some water.
It's gotta be like maybe something back here. Like I thought it was Upper Falls, but it's not that. Is it like the community center building? It's just not showing up? I don't know. So if you guys know, go ahead and let me know if you can. And if we can't figure it out, I'll just force reveal it and look it up. I just feel like we're really... There's something obvious we're missing. It's got to be through here, right? That's something I can think of. Maybe like a destroyed bridge or something. But... Alright, let's just go. So now that we're going back to walking a long distance, I might start talking about other stuff. We kind of had our... How about this? Let's call them Trek Talks, right? Trek Talks, we're just walking from A to B. Not too many predators along the way. I'll just talk about
making my head feel thick.
Things in real life, or just whatever I feel like talking about. And, trying to think of a good name for... what would be a good name for what we did in Mountain Town, where we were locked in, if you will. And maybe so we have our Trek Talks, and then we have maybe
cold.
Invested Insights. I don't know, it's to kind of be cute with that alliteration, but because we have to be a lot more alert, right? So if you guys got a good name for that. But we had our earlier Trek Talk about gas and the economy and investments and all that, and a more general scope. But I guess for this time, I'll start talking about the job market and like where as it directly relates to me with tech, right? So the place I work at, like I said, they are I mean, yeah, we're kind of overworked, but I still enjoy where I work at. It's just really busy. And one of the unfortunate things with the market as a whole is that, and especially relating to tech, AI really, you know, sound like a broken record. I talked about this last episode, I think, but AI has really, you know, done a number on that. And they actually, you know, the cost of AI tokens has been going up. I saw that. So there's actually a lot of companies that have fired their workers and now are trying to hire them back because the AI is more expensive, and actually investing in, you know, your fellow man and helping them out and making sure they're gainfully employed. I do think that's kind of funny. But our job has been more lenient and letting us use the AI and understanding that we're still integral, and I think that's helped the business when a lot of others have had issues. But they're also expecting the AI to be like the end-all be-all easy solution button, right? Oh, why didn't you get this on time? Done on time. We had the AI for you to use. Well, the issue is that an enterprise level project was promised in a few months, right? You could maybe try it with AI and spend tens of thousands of dollars of tokens, I guess, but it's not a wise idea, right? But getting back to like the job market as a whole, even though work is frustrating sometimes, I haven't even dared to like look elsewhere. One, because I do enjoy my job, and our job is definitely more ethical in the tech industry. We help people get better medical care, which my old jobs were medical billing, and I hated it. I was a quality engineer for a billing company, and I hated it. Because every time, like, my work would directly make it harder for people to have plausible deniability in making absurd medical payments, right? So by me ensuring the software was working functional, you know, and a lot of other stuff, but I did not enjoy it. But I enjoy this area that I'm in. It's just super busy. But I haven't even considered the idea of looking elsewhere, because well, it's the whole job application process is a humiliation ritual, right? Especially if you're not employed at the moment. When I was out of a job a couple years ago, I had to do like, oh man, there was like, I think it was for like, I can't even remember the company, maybe FedEx for like a software engineer position, but they had like a bunch of, like, you had to think of yourself as like a blue alien and how, or like a blue person and how you'd interact with various situations. I'm not making this up either. I'll see if I can maybe put something on the screen about that. But yeah, or they're like the AI teleprompted phone calls, AI interviews within, like, you know, just interviewing with an AI. Or better yet, like having your resume get auto-rejected. So I had like 1,000 job applications, and your AI, the AI, you know, you're like, oh, you used AI to make your resume, but yet they filter it with AI, right? Your AI, your resume is never
drop something.
actually getting read by a person. It's just, you know, getting filtered by an AI, right? And let's go into a fire right here, actually. Your AI, your resume is just getting filtered by the AI. So what I actually did is,
Come on.
spent like $100 on a software that would tailor your resume to get past AIs, and it worked. It worked very well. I was getting a lot more interviews and calls and such, and I was just thinking that, like, the absolute state of the market, that this is the meta, right? And it's just, and that was like 2 years ago, right? It's probably gotten 10 times worse since then, especially for tech. It's like, oh, we have record jobs posted, we have record everything, where the reality is that if they are jobs, they're usually, like for tech, there was like, I think 50,000 firings, but then like for the claims of AI, but then like 30,000 of those were immediately sent to be for H1 like B applications and such, or overseas work. So, you know, it's just, it's a bad state in the market. So if you're looking for a job, it's, yeah. And what's funny is, through all the
thirsty
applications and such, I ended up getting where I'm working at now. I worked at like a, I don't know if I should talk about exactly where I worked, because you probably, if I talk, basically I worked in a public facing place, and I'll just say I worked at a gym, right? I worked at a gym part-time, and one of the workers, or one of the customers I talked to quite a bit, one day after lifting, we were in the sauna, and he was talking about he was quitting this one position with his team were quitting, and I was like, oh, well, that's actually where I used to work. Once you do that, let me know and I'll see if I can apply. And I did, and that was that, right? Had interviews, went great, and I've been mostly happily employed since then. So it is, you know, I spent all that time doing the resumes, I spent all that time doing applications, and yes, they did see my resume and were impressed by it, but the fact is, you really need to work on, like, it's just so bad, man. It's just such a bad system and time right now. It's like, you can try your heart out at applying to places, and then That's what I did for months, for hundreds of applications, and then just by chance, you know, you talk to the right people, you find out opportunities, you seize the opportunities. It's just, it's such a bad system. Like, I wish you could just say, hey, here's my credentials. Have like two, like for my that position I'm in, it was like 2 interviews. You're hired. Here's your salary. Get to work. Loved it. Loved every aspect of it. Whereas most tech places, it's like a 5-6 round interview humiliation ritual process. Like there was one QA position where there was 6 rounds of interview, 6 rounds of interviews, and like take-home tests. And it's like, and this was not for like Facebook or I guess Meta, you know. This was not for like a $300,000 position. It was for like 1-2 year entry level. Well, they say entry level, but they really want 3 years of experience, right? They want entry level pay for years of experiences. And you know, it's just like a 6-round process, like a personality interview. How well you can do with this business problem that they probably just actually had, and they just made the applicants do it for free. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if I was in college right now and I was in tech, I would honestly just drop out and try and make my own business instead of getting student loans. But, okay, and yes, the reason why I started a fire right here is because we're gonna have to.
I need some water.
Sneak by the cougar, go to the deadfall area, and up and around, and then we'll end the episode when we get to the camp office because we're too battered by the cold to safely engage the cougar. We might do that in the next episode, actually. There's anything we can cook. Nope, I should have brought some coffee or tea. That was what we were missing. Yeah, we're out of that. So, let's go ahead and take this. And let's continue our trek talk. Yeah, it's like AI. I'm sick of AI. I have to use AI every day in my job because they're like, oh, why don't you want to use the AI models? It makes you so much more productive. Well, yes, I can get more work out, but the issue is that the systems I'm working with are very complex. So yeah, I can have the AI do this one specific thing, but requirements constantly change. The user stories we're given are not comprehensive enough. And let's say the AI even did perfect what was asked of it. Okay, cool. I have no idea how any of this works. And then, oh hey, we need to add this. Well, that just broke the entire thing, right? So, it's... I'm sick of AI. I'm sick of seeing AI content on Instagram, like Instagram Reels. I'm sick of AI slop on YouTube, like those. Well, okay. There are some. I don't want to hate all AI stuff. Like, okay, like I did talk about that one channel where it was like environmental disaster simulated stuff. And they use like AI voices and stuff to mimic, like, you know, Joe Rogan, Trump, Alex Jones. That's funny, right? I mean, I enjoy it. It's nice to listen to while working. I'm not gonna freak out over that, right? Because they're like 3 hours long videos, and I mean, where else are they going to get those voices? Are they going to really hire them to voice that, right? It's just, you know, they say the scripts are done by them, by people, I believe it. sometimes. But most AI content is just slop, right? So it's just made for a quick buck. It's made soullessly. And what really makes me mad is like when I see on like YouTube just like AI art. I hate AI art. I hate AI generated videos. That's the one thing. I wish the channel would have like real art, but I mean, it's okay. I'm not gonna. It's whatever. But me personally, like all the artwork on this channel is human drawn by my friend RighteousKiwi. That's why I haven't had any thumbnail, or I use the same thumbnail for like 60 parts now of this series because she's super busy. And, you know, just can't get new art, but I'm not gonna, like, make an AI image. I'm not gonna feed an AI the other work that she's done and say, hey, make something similar to this, and then start posting that on this channel, right? I despise it. And what really pisses me off the most is, like, seeing AI dogs, especially AI golden retrievers. That makes me mad. It's like I'll see a cute dog on Instagram, I'm like, oh, that's really good, it's really cute, beautiful creature. And then I'll see in the comments, oh, this is AI, look at this, like, look at the tail flicker in and out, or something like that. And it's like, you've got to be kidding me. Like, I saw that, and, like, there was a video I saw of a dog a golden retriever sliding down a metal slide. And I was like, oh, that's adorable. Our dogs, we had a dog, she loved going down the slide with me. You know, it's a good memory. And then I find out it's like AI generated. It's like, it's just, I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. No AI. But AI is what's holding up the economy right now. Trillions of dollars getting traded from company to company. Nvidia invests in Microsoft. Microsoft invests in Meta. Meta invests in Nvidia. Things like that. It's just, you know, if AI goes, the whole economy goes, which yeah. But I hate AI. I hate it so much from time to time. Very rarely is it done. Yeah, it's too much. And I see in the comments, I see a lot of people think the same way, and I'm glad. And a lot of people appreciate the genuinity of this channel. And I'm just grateful that I'm able to provide this kind of entertainment for everybody, and we, like I said, we get to share this adventure together. But I will never use AI art on this channel, and if that means that the thumbnails don't get updated, or new thumbnails don't approach because of constraints of the artist, then so be it. I'm not gonna pump out videos just for profit, or, you know, I'm only gonna do what I want. And it's like, even for the ads. So if you didn't know, this channel is definitely more of a passion project than, I mean, the revenue I make is nice. And but I've actually spent more on commissions for art for my friend for the thumbnails than I've actually made off the channel. And I could make a lot more money off the channel if I just had ads throughout every episode. I could have like 10 ads per episode, and you know, really accept all kinds of ads. Because if you didn't know, from the creator panel, you can just you can take gambling ads, you can take sex ads, like anything like that. And I only accept like very few ads, like winter survival gear ads, or like things like that. I'm tiring myself out here, by the way, if you didn't know. But I only take a very limited number of ads, and I only have a start and end ad to the video, because YouTube does that anyways. So if they're gonna do it, I might as well get a cut of it, right? but I don't have ads throughout the videos. So if you see ads throughout the videos, that's a big problem, and please let me know, because that should not be a thing. Because if it is, then they're just doing it anyways, and I'm not getting compensated for it. But the reason I don't have ads in the middle of the video, like, if they're gonna do it anyways and force it on you, like, I mean, if they're gonna do it anyways, then might as well. But so far, I've told them no ads in the middle of the videos, and I think it's been good like that. But yeah. Just tire ourselves out here. I wish you could, like, tie a mountain rope to a pole, you know, and you could just train with that and tie yourself out, but it's... But yeah, like I was saying, it's definitely, the channel is definitely more of a passion project, and I love the feedback that it's gotten, and people are so appreciative of everything, and just glad to be able to continue to do that. The content is, like, I mean, yeah, the content is just, maybe I've really had to slow down on the videos, but that's just because life gets in the way, and I'd rather make sure that, you know, we stick with the spirit of the channel rather than mass producing stuff or, you know, other things like that. But I think that's enough discussion for this episode. I do need to get back to work, unfortunately. So I think we're going to leave the episode here. Had a lot of fun. Traveled across Lower Great Bear. We're only one location away from the Faithful Cartographer achievement. Went to Mountain Town, Forlorn Muskeg, all the way back to here, avoiding the cougar over there. So yeah, just had a lot of fun. I think we're going to end the episode here. I'd like to thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.